Hey guys, Yasser here with the all-new DLX Luxe X. So let's go over some things. Some people asked me some questions in regards to the bolt kit, as well as the new regulator, and how the frame comes apart from the body. So let's cover those things real quick. We can dive deeper into detail into further videos covering each section of the gun. But for right now, it's a general overview. I got to use this marker for the first time yesterday, and it was phenomenal, extremely smooth, held up to all the conditions. We were playing in snow slash water slash mud. It was a mess. That is paintball in Ohio around this time of the year. So let's take apart the marker. The first thing, let's show off the new X core. Same thing as old Luxes. Push in the back, pull out. There's your all new X core. So this is no longer a balanced spool valve. The Lux is now a rear bias spool. Maintenance on this is extremely easy, and even more so with the ice coating that is on the bolt kit. So now to take apart your bolt, that is the new bolt for the Luxe X. Very different from what we are seeing or used to seeing in traditional Luxes. The only things that you need to maintain on this, we'll go over it really quick. These two O-rings here, you lubricate those. The O-ring on the bolt sail, as well as the O-ring on the inside of the firing can. That's it. Gun goes back together, threads in. The bolt does break down in further portions, as shown in pictures. But let's go over this. The gun does ship with the Freak XL. Remove that. It is Luxe threaded. 3 turns and your barrel comes off your gun. Now to take the frame apart from the body, that's one of the coolest features. Awesome when you're a tech, because if you lose your tools, someone takes them, you can still take the marker apart and service it. I like to open the grips when watching this because there is spring connectors between the solenoid and the actual board. And to make sure we don't break anything, you want to be able to see what you're working on. So when you open up your grips, same thing, you have your snap style screws that came over from the Luxe X, or Luxe Ice, I'm sorry, and retained on the Luxe X. Inside here you have your USB-C charging port. That actually works really well. When I brought the gun home, I needed to charge it, so I plugged it into my car. Gun was charged, ready to go for practice. To take the gun apart though, you lift up on this here. On the back you'll see a locking mechanism. You'll hear an audible click. Flip the gun over, and where the grip frame screw used to be right up front is now a button. So you kind of slide that towards the trigger frame. So once that flat slides down towards the trigger guard, you'll see it also protruding slightly. See if we can get some light on that. But right down in here. And then simply just remove the frame from the body. That is really cool. You look in here, we have the new solenoid, as well as the new manifold design, our eye covers. This front red block is where your front post of your grip frame locks into, as well as back here, you have your portion where your grip frame locks into in the rear. So to put this back together, it's quite simple. Like I said, you want to be careful. On the inside here, there is 3 spring connectors right here. Those make contact with the solenoid when the grip frame and the body come together. You want to make sure that's lined up properly, because if not, it's potential to damage the prongs on the board or the prongs on the solenoid. So to put it back together, just simply slide it in, watch those prongs, wait till you see the gap between your frame and body disappear, lock your front post first, drop the rear, you'll hear it clamshell down, gun's fully locked in place, it's not going anywhere. Throw the grips back together. Now to show you the new regulator, it's the new max flow regulator. So retaining our 5/16 Allen wrench from the Luxe Ice, we remove the compression locking nut. Now this does not have to be really tight. Also make sure when you're taking this apart, do not drop your wrench all the way down, as it will get into the regulator body and unthread at the same time, causing it to bind. So you remove the nut, remove the front reg cover. The new max flow regulator is signified by the purple housing. So we'll take that apart here. Threads out just like on the Luxe Ice. So if you've serviced a Luxe Ice regulator, very similar. This will be backwards compatible with the Luxe Ice. So you can see here, there's more holes here for flow and volume. The piston is completely changed. On all traditional Luxes, you would see the regulator seat be in the bottom of the piston. It's no longer there. The piston's all new machined aluminum piece. We retain a spring instead of a shim stack. Most companies are going to a spring. I personally like it. Easy to maintain. You don't have to worry about stacking it up the right way. Just drop it in and you're good. Now inside here, inside the velocity adjuster, is where the new regulator seat resides. Makes it extremely easy to maintain. Don't have to worry about blowing out reg seats, things of that nature. Even if you do, it's really easy to change, simple to get to. Go back in, just follow the reverse order. Regulator into the body. Take your 5/16. Thread that down. Once it's tight, take your cover, your locking nut. This goes on extremely lightly. You don't have to crank it down. You'll feel it. It gets a little snug, and barely turn it some more. It's not going anywhere. The marker does have a quick removal trigger with the 1/16. Retains an OLED board. Different software on here. Completely different board is now its tool list to remove. We can go into that further in another video, but this is kind of just an overview. The marker shot insanely smooth, really efficient. It was ball on ball. It was very similar. It felt very like at home shooting a Luxe. Playing with the gun, I had no complaints on where I was pointing it. Nothing weird outside of the ordinary. It was really, really fun to shoot. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this performs more and more, and wait till more people get it in their hands and kind of see. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm really looking forward to seeing once it actually is in the public fully. And I hope you guys enjoy the Luxe X.